friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen, and on this channel you will see lots of home projects, lots of things from the garden, and this year lots of decluttering and organization, and that's where we're picking up today. We've been decluttering our basement, which we have done a pretty successful job of. I'm going to walk you around. I'm going to insert some video just to remind you of what our basement looked like when we first started. Now, this is the unfinished part of our basement. It holds our washer and dryer and our laundry area, but you can hear the dryer going in the background, as it seems that I am doing some sort of laundry every day. So if you're in the same boat, raise your hand. Okay, now I feel better. But we have a lot to still do. But this is the fun part. We finished decluttering for the most part. Probably we'll find more things that we can get rid of. We do have, if you go back and look at the last video, or if you were with me for the last video, and if you would like to see those videos, I will link them down in the description box below. But we had some things that we took off. We had lots of stuff that we took off actually. So we got that delivered. And then we have a recliner and some other things that we need to find a new home for. So that's still got to move out. But today is the day we are going to start sorting and organizing this space so that we can get the best potential out of this space. I'm going to insert that video here. It was a mess. Y'all remember? It was a real mess. So it looks so much better now than it did. And we got rid of a lot. And so we've actually accumulated a little bit more because we have our generator now that we've got to find a space for, and then we've got some other things, but all in all, huge improvement, and I'm excited to move on to step 2. Step 2 is sorting and organizing. So let's do this. So I'm going to give you a real life look at where we are right now. So this is the door you come in from the finished part of our basement, and we have our laundry baskets because, like I said, this is our laundry area. This is a basket of stuff that's going to be moving out of here. But we've got our washer and dryer. We organize our shelf up here. Looks a lot better. And this is what we were left with after we decluttered. So we have this shelf over here, which is one of our larger shelves, and I'm going to tell you my plans for it as I move through this video. But you can see right now it's kind of a miscellaneous. It's holding some of our household items, and then also some canning things. And then there's a little corner over here that we have enough space to put a few things. And I've got an idea for that space as well that I'll be sharing with you. And then over here is just more like decorations, winter gear. There's a computer that needs to be wiped clean so we can get rid of. Some summer items. And then lots of costume boxes. And I'll talk to you more about that. We've got an idea of what we want to do with my dancer's costumes because she wants to keep them. And then we have, this is like our wrapping paper and boxes over here. And then these are a lot of boxes. Some are costumes, some are just the kids' items that they want to keep. And memorabilia. This actually right here is leaving. So all that'll be gone. The generator will be relocated. That's a trash can. But you'll see that, you know, we kind of condensed it. This is a tool area and some empty boxes. Tim's going to take care of that area. There's a box on top of our freezer right now that our new vacuum cleaner, or carpet cleaner I should say, came in, that we received many weeks ago. But I want to do a review on it, and I don't want to throw that box away until I make sure it works. So that's why it's still sitting there. This shelf I'm trying to clean off completely, and you see I've almost got it to that point because we are going to rehome some things on the other shelves I just showed you, so that we can clear off one of the larger shelves for all canning supplies. So that's where we are on this shelf. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got enough room for that. This is the recliner I was telling you that we are going to take off. And then this box is staying. I'm going to have to find a place to put it. So my idea, I was thinking, did I want to move this shelf over to the other side of the basement where all those totes are? Or do I want to leave the totes there and leave the shelf here and kind of split the totes, leave half of them over there and then put half here where the recliner is. And I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. We'll see as we get along. We had talked about getting another refrigerator, like a standing refrigerator, to have an extra one. So if we do, it would have to go here, which means this shelf will have to be relocated. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. And if it does, we'll just, we'll deal with that when it comes. But for now, I think that the shelf is going to stay here. Okay, so I made a little diagram of how I want to have everything laid out. And so this will just help me. I'm going to sit it here and just really, I've kind of already got it in my head, but this will just give you an overview. So one thing I have noticed that is actually really good is that some of these bins can be consolidated. So like I've got tablecloths and table covers and some napkins. And I have this box that's all tablecloths down here too, which still has some room in it. So I'm going to try to eliminate these and put everything in this one box. So that's going to save some space. And then one of these boxes down here, I believe, is pretty empty. So we can get rid of one of those. And then like I was telling you before, we've got 2 boxes of costumes here. And what I've decided to do is get some of those space saver bags that you can vacuum the air out of. And I'm going to put all of her costumes in those bags. And then I'm going to store them over this little area, this corner here. So that's going to take care of 1, 2, 3, 4 totes here. And so what I want to do, and right now I'm trying to decide, do I want this to be my canning shelf or this to be my canning shelf? And so I'm sure I'm going to hear from some of you that this one is right beside our dryer, which is a heat source. And generally you want to keep all of your canned goods in a cool area. But this shelf, when I'm, touching it and trying to figure out if it's any different, it feels just as cool. And the dryer's been running for about 40 minutes. It feels just as cool over here as it does on this one. So I really don't know. I think that they're both the same size, but I could maybe measure just to see, because probably I need the smaller one for canning equipment. I really don't know. Let me do some measuring and think about it. Okay, I've made a decision. I think I want the canning things on this shelf because I love to see my canning projects and all of our work and all of our beautiful preserved food. And when I walk in the door into the unfinished part of the basement, that will be the first thing that I'll see. It will stand out. So that's why I chose this. Plus, okay, it may be a degree cooler on this side. So that is a bonus. And I won't have to worry about the heat source being right there. And so that is my decision. Both shelves are the same. They're both 4 feet wide. So I'm not going to lose any room either way. But now that we have figured that out, it's time to get to work and remove everything. And I think I'll just get to it. I'm going to do a time lapse. And I know a lot of you crack up at how fast I move and clean. And you know that I'm time-lapsing the video, but I have to do that or our videos would be hours long. And I know you don't have hours to sit here and watch this. So I am going to speed it up a bit, but that is the plan. That's what we're going to be doing. this is where we are at this point. I went ahead and moved everything that was kind of like stuff I would need to get to a little bit more, like our household items, gift wrap, that kind of thing, over on this shelf. And then this is going to be our canning shelf. Now I just put things over here just to get them in the vicinity, and then I'll come back and organize all of this. But I really think I'm gonna like this setup a whole lot better. And then we moved all of these totes that were sitting here. This is just a box. It's just a box of boxes like for wrapping gifts, which I think I'm going to set up a separate area for gift wrap stuff. I'll show you that in a little bit. But this right here, we cleared all this out. Now, probably soon we'll move the generator. Well, I don't know. It's actually going to work right there, so I might not worry about it too much. And I like this open space. All of these totes are empty. So they're going to get out of here, and then the trash can will be moved. And then let me show you what we did over here, which these are empty boxes that we're going to get rid of. This is our other shelf that we just put like really a lot of stuff that we don't use as often, except for our table covers and napkins. We use that a little bit more often, but most of this is just like memorabilia, things the kids wanted to keep, extra linens, that kind of thing. And then we moved that chair and we moved all of our totes over here on this side. So I am very happy with the way this turned out, and all of that floor space is back. We even moved all the totes that were here where the wood stove is. So looks a whole lot better. And in the event that we get that extra fridge, we will move that shelf over there where we cleared the totes out, and that's where the fridge will go. All right, so I'm back again today. We're going to pick up where we left off. I'm almost finished. So all I want to do is just go ahead and kind of organize this, our canning shelf, a little bit more. And then I also went to Walmart and picked up these space-saving bags. And I went ahead and got the extra large, the magic bags, and got the extra large. It was 8 in a box, and I think they were like maybe $24. But I wanted to go ahead and get a few extras just in case we decide to eliminate more of our totes. And I thought this is something we'll probably use in the future, even in other projects. But I picked those up, so I'm going to go ahead and get all those costumes into these bags. And I'm going to clean out this little corner right here so that we can store everything over there. And then step 2, which is sort and organize, of this area will be complete. So here are the totes that we emptied, which I'm pretty excited about, and I'll show you where everything is. And this is where they are. I think this was 5 of those Space Saver bags, and they fit perfectly over in the corner. And so that's fine with me. Now they have a home and we've eliminated a lot of our totes and now we have more space. So this is what our finished product looks like today. I just went ahead and put all of like my canners and tomato meal, apple core, the food saver, all of the items like that I use on the top shelf. And then of course I've saved room because this is where we're going to move all of our canned goods, everything that we've canned, and there's some applesauce there. But down here, I've got extra jars. Now, eventually, I'm hoping that I can move the extra jars to the lower shelf. And this might actually go somewhere else. But for now, I've got our sweet potatoes over here in the basket covered up. And there is a spaghetti squash. But I'll probably end up moving some of this around once I bring all of our other canning jars over. And that is going to wait for another video, but this is the finished product of this corner. So step 1, we decluttered, that's complete. Step 2, sorting and organizing is complete. And I am very happy with the way this space has turned out. All right, well, I'm gonna leave you here. We got a lot accomplished today. We went ahead and got everything sorted. And so step 2 is complete. Step 2 was sorting and organizing. And step 3 is just keeping it that way. That sometimes is my struggle. I don't know about you, but a lot of times I can get it decluttered and I can get it organized. That's the fun part. But then keeping it that way is where it takes a lot of discipline and consistency. So, you know, that's what we're really just going to have to work together on as a family, that when you bring something down here, that you put it in the spot that it goes in. And I really like that saying, a place for everything and everything in its place. So that is what I'm trying to hold to, especially down here in our basement. I want to make sure that everything has a place and that we try our best to keep it in its rightful place so that we don't end up with more clutter and having to declutter. And then another bonus or another benefit to that is that when you do that, you know where everything is and you know what you have, you know what you don't have, especially when it comes to like your food items and items that you don't want to continuously have to buy again. How many of you have been there where you said, I know I bought that, or I know I have that somewhere, I just can't put my hands on it, you know? And I want to try to get past that. And I just think that makes life a little bit simpler. You know, when you don't have the anxiety from trying to find things or feeling like there's constant chaos and clutter in your life. And it really does cause you to deal with anxiety. And so I know that it brings me a calm when things are neat and when, you know, things are organized and I know where my things are. So step 3, I'm going to get y'all to hold me to that. We'll have to do updates every few months and just see if we have managed to keep it this way, which we organized our upstairs pantry last summer and we have managed to keep that pretty clean. It gets, you know, sometimes things will get out of sorts. Because we have it organized like we do, it's easier to put things back in their place. So that is one thing, you know, once you get organized, it's easier to keep it that way. If you're wondering what that background noise is, do you hear that? You'll have to stay tuned to the next video to find out. So until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, and enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you in the next one.